Hello guys and welcome back to Red Hot TV. Dauda Lawal, ex-banker, testifies against Magu. A former executive director with First Bank of Nigeria plc, Dauda Lawal, appeared before the Justice Ayo Salami-led presidential panel on Saturday to give evidence against the suspended chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu. Lawal is currently standing trial before a federal high court in Lagos for allegedly receiving $25 million out of the $153 million loot traced to a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alison Madueke. A source close to the panel said the former banker was invited as part of a probe into the investigative deficiencies of the EFCC under Magu. He said Lawal was asked to testify without prejudice to his ongoing corruption trial. It was learned that while the former banker was giving his testimony, Magu walked into the venue at the banquet hall of the presidential villa around 12 p.m., 3 hours before he was scheduled to appear. A top source said Lawal appeared before the panel to clarify some allegations he had made in the past against the EFCC, some of which had been reported to the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. This was without prejudice to his ongoing corruption trial. However, Magu strolled in around 12 p.m. even though he was expected to arrive at 3 p.m. The panel members were initially reluctant to let Magu witness the hearing, but he pleaded and was permitted to do so. Lawal, however, repeated the allegations he made against the EFCC in a counter-affidavit he filed before Justice Muslim Hassan of a federal high court in 2017. The EFCC had frozen Lawal's accounts and applied for the permanent forfeiture of his funds, which the ex-banker challenged. In a counter-affidavit he deposed to which formed the basis for his invitation by the panel, Lawal said the EFCC detained him for 11 days in 2016 and promised to release him only on the condition that he return some funds. On how he received the $25 million, Lawal said he received a call from a friend, Stanley Lawson, on March 2015 to help collect the money, which he subsequently paid into an account provided for him. I had no idea of the origin of the said funds and only acted in the course of normal banking business, he said. The former banker said the EFCC allegedly compelled him to provide funds he never received. Lawal said in the affidavits, having been invited and subsequently detained in Lagos for 11 consecutive days and without access to members of my immediate family, the EFCC investigators kept suggesting and insisting that there was a shortfall of $40 million, which I had yet to account for. They were alleging that I had in fact taken $65 million as opposed to the $25 million, which I stated that I had received. The EFCC investigators interrogating me made it clear that the only way that I could or would leave detention is if I made their suggested shortfall available to them. Because I never had this EFCC invented $14 million to give, I had to use my personal connections to source for and raise about 50% of the said amount while I was in detention. I managed to borrow some of the money from the bank where I am an executive director and surrendered it to the EFCC through my legal counsel and was eventually released from detention on May 20, 2016. Subsequently, in a 3-week period between May 13 and June 6, 2016, I was made to surrender to the EFCC recovery account at the Central Bank of Nigeria the total sum of $9.8 billion. naira. We will no longer condone allegations, Magu's lawyer says. Meanwhile, Magu's lawyer, Mr. Wahab Shittu, says his client will no longer condone allegations leveled against him. Shittu said this in a statement on Sunday titled, Magu faces questions over asset declaration, fresh propaganda against our clients to panel proceedings. The statement was in reaction to media reports that Magu was facing fresh investigation for failing to declare his assets before the Code of Conduct Bureau as required by law. The lawyers said they were shocked by several false and defamatory imputations not arising from the proceedings of the panel. He said, Take note that our client can no longer fold his hands in the face of these sustained malicious attacks to prejudge him in the public space. Our client will henceforth, point by point, reply to all false allegations orchestrated against him in the public space on a daily basis, as well as present his comprehensive defense for the world to see. It's absurd for a person on trial to testify against Magu, ex-EFCC boss lawyer says. When contacted on the phone, a lawyer to Magu, Mr. Tosin Ojaomo, said it was immoral and absurd for Lawal, who is standing trial, to give evidence before a panel against Magu. Ojaomo said it is absurd that Dauda Lawal, who is standing trial and has returned money believed to be proceeds of crime, is being used as a witness. This is against the principle of natural justice. This is what we have been complaining about. Wow, what the news. A lot of comments and reactions as usual from people, especially Nigerians. Okay, Woodvan said, this is such a news. Now, wow, that is how corruption is worse in this our country. It is even worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. May God help us all. And I say a big amen to that. Wow. Okay. 175 said, see thieves. God don't catch you now. Okay. Alright. Fine guy said, how was he even able to raise $20 million from friends and the bank? This actually shows that he is a fat thief. Okay. Ruth Van responded to Fine Guy saying, the question is, where was he going to get the money to pay back First Bank and his friends that loaned him the $20 million? First Bank needs to investigate this very well, and his friends as well needs to also investigate. Okay, Webmanger said, thieves, they are confirmed thieves. All of them walking in the corridors of power in Nigeria are all thieves. Okay. Buhari Nawal said, they are all mad. Magu, Dezani, Lawal, EFCC, FB, everything, una they mad. Wow, this person is actually very angry. Okay. Ruthvan said, I pity the people, the willing slaves that defend this country and these bandits. Okay, load balancer said, but wait though, all of them na thief sha. I hope Magu and the so-called criminals involved go share the same cell for prison. Okay. Alright. So Raccoon said EFCC under Ibrahim Magu was just something else. How will First Bank investors or depositors be feeling right now? Okay, I guess this question is quite rhetorical. Okay. Frankie said this country no balance at all. I'm just tired. Successive governments, after spending billions, have failed to give any semblance of constant power. Today, the politicians are still campaigning with building roads and boreholes. Every new government creates a fresh avenue to loot. APC brought a humanitarian ministry with a combined mandate to steal plenty and give them little in return. Nigeria can never be better like this. I think this is quite true. Okay. Vani said, now what for my country? Oh. This and now they go talk say youth lazy. See as our leaders just did the chop money way they suppose give youths. I guess this person is actually speaking for himself or herself. Okay. A lot of reactions as usual. But guys, what do you have to say concerning the news? Let's get your own comments. I know you have a lot to say about this. You can drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like. Thank you.